players, we're back where esports was born. This is the stage where players turn into heroes and legends turn into gods. Welcome to the World Cyber Games 2019.
In Warcraft 3, which is going to be our game here, one of many games, of course. This is where the world champions were forged back in the day. This was the most prestigious tournament of all. This was what every player cared about the most. And it's very much so the case this year. A lot of these players that we have in this tournament have been with us in the professional scene for a long time, have played WCGs before, and have even some of them won WCGs before.
Absolutely, and that the reigning and defending world champion is part of our very first game. TH is here. Infi, of course, the winner of 2009 as well. This is so stacked. These 7 players that we have here made it through so many qualifiers. Yeah. National qualifiers, regional finals. We got the best of the best here. This is our schedule and tournament. Warcraft 3 on the big stage. It's just phenomenal to see. Round robin group stage, best of 3. The winner takes 3 points. The loser goes out empty-handed. And then the top 4 will advance into the single elimination, which is also best of 3. Top 3 get prize money, $25,000 for the winner, $10,000 for the runner-up, and $5,000 for the bronze medalist.
Yeah, these players have worked hard, as you just said, going through 3 qualifiers, and now we're down to the top 7, because it was supposed to be 8, but unfortunately one of the players, HDRT from Canada, couldn't make it because of food poisoning. Unfortunately, couldn't get here in time. So from China we have TH and Infi, from Korea we have Moon and Law Lion, from Russia we have Hawk, from France we have SyDe, and from Peru we have Hunter. Some of the best players in the world all gathering here in Xi'an in China for WCG 2019.
They all proved their material in the qualifiers before. So this is the WCG champion, the guy who killed Moon in 2013 and SyDe, the underdog maybe in this tournament. China versus France to open things up. Oh, Chinese flag falling to the ground. Is that a bad omen already?
Perhaps something that SyDe might need. TH is coming into this as the big favorite. TH has been one of the most successful players in recent past and in all of Warcraft 3 history. Has always been renowned to being extremely talented, cerebral player as well. He has the full package. He's got the perfect control, the micro, which is so important in Warcraft 3, but also the decision making, his movement, his brilliance in-game shines through whenever there is a tough situation. To get through, TH will get through it masterfully. SyDe, in the European scene, has been a household name for a while. Strong ladder player, kind of surprised us, making it through here, but he is facing one of his toughest opponents ever here in his first match.
SyDe's story is basically a miracle here. No one expected him to go into the regionals. No one expected him to win a lot of games at the regional finals, but he just did it. He started a great run in Athens, and he deserved to be here, man. Absolutely. Like, if you speak of European Warcraft, you think of Happy, Foggy, Cash. They're all not here because this guy from France surprised us all. TH, the winner of the Chinese qualifier that was super stacked. 800 players tried to qualify for the main event here in Xi'an, and in the end, the 3X stand on top.
By far the most players played in the Chinese qualifier out of all countries, as is understandable. Warcraft 3 is still very popular here in China, still with its age that it has behind it. Of course, Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne, came out in 2003, but Reforged is coming out soon, and China has been holding the flag high. TH, speaking of him in the regional finals for China, yes, it was very stacked. Yes, there were a lot of hot contenders for this, but TH looked unbelievably convincing. He looked so strong, wasn't really in trouble much against his opponents there.
As he oftentimes is in offline tournaments, that's his biggest strength, I guess, to not get nervous, to always find solution, to be one step ahead of his opponent. That was the case in like 4 offline tournaments. It was only a stoppage by the European player Happy at WGL, which is considered the world championship at the moment. Is he the second player that is able to defend his title after Sky? It would be a Chinese, it would be a human, it would be history repeating.
And at WGL, at the last tournament where we saw him, I got a chance to talk to TH actually, and you could really feel how important this tournament is to him. WGL is a massive tournament we have as well, but he said that this tournament, WCG, that's the most important to him. This is how much history this tournament carries and how much prestige and pride goes along with it. and SyDe will be the first opponent in TH's way. In the round robin here, we have 7 players in this round robin. We're going to be saying goodbye to 3 of them, and then 4 players will make it through into the playoff stage.
We have best of 3s here in the group stage. Our maps are Northern Isles, Concealed Hills, and if we go full distance, then Amazonia will decide it. Now, we talked a lot about TH, and he's a renowned name in the Warcraft scene for many, many years, playing for World Elite, Mouse Sports, and many other clans, Rogue Warriors at the moment. SyDe, of course, he's the big underdog. Not many people would give him even a chance to take a map, but what surrounds him is the X Factor. Of course, TH does not know him. He maybe saw a few replays, but that's about it. He will not see his stream. He will not know what strategies he's going to pull out. And if there's an undead player in Europe with pocket strats, it's definitely SyDe.
Absolutely. Creative undead players at the high end are not too well represented, but SyDe absolutely has his own style, and that oftentimes revolves around the Dreadlord first. That is a strategy that will sometimes be seen on ladder, but in China, the top undeads, nobody plays this. Nobody does. And by the way, with that outside the box pocket strategy, that's how SyDe defeated Hawk in Europe, in the European Regional Finals, who is considered to be one of the strongest players in Europe at the moment as well. Hawk, of course, also playing here, making it along with SyDe through those qualifiers.
Yeah, there seems to be a little downtime at the moment. Maybe they will set up the custom keys and stuff. Of course, we have to make sure that everything is working correctly. SyDe, we know this guy with a huge smile on his face. This, it's 100% concentration at the moment. This is literally the biggest stage that Warcraft is on at the moment. It's a gigantic stage.
Absolutely. I hope we get a big crane camera shot later from it. It's absolutely massive. Like, I haven't counted the seats, but it must be 800, 900?
Yeah, it's
maybe
around
more?
1,000. You can easily be intimidated by this stage, especially this is SyDe's second offline event only.
And that's quite the step up. In Athens, it was nice, but it was a rather familiar affair. It wasn't too big here. But the audience, especially as the days go on, will be growing, and there might be quite a bit of pressure on your shoulders. When I got a chance to talk to SyDe before, he is a player who does sometimes feel the pressure, who does sometimes feel nervous. That is what happened to him, according to himself, at the regional finals in Athens, but he still made it through, despite the nerves. I got a chance also to talk to him a little bit earlier, and he told me that he was feeling a little bit sick. Not horribly, not terribly, but he's not feeling 100% perfect, I guess. Is that the nerves? Is that maybe the cuisine he's having to get used to? I don't know, but he didn't sound 100% pumped. But TH, look at him. Is he just like business as usual or what?
Doesn't seem like it. He's shaking a little more. He's not smiling. He's not on his phone or something. He's not distracted by anything. He's just waiting for the game. And the game is starting. The first episode of Warcraft 3 at WCG 2019 is starting. SyDe versus TH, best of 3 in playday number 1.
Can there be an upset here? Will the Frenchman surprise the world, or is TH just gonna march through this easily, as many are expecting him to? But it's not. It might be easy, but I don't even think so. But it's gonna be different, because this guy SyDe, he plays differently. Let me tell you.
Absolutely, and he's starting in the upper right, 29-year-old, of course, from France, representing Clan Oceanus. His career total earnings are barely breaking $1,000. He was around in 2009 and 10, but then dropped the game as it was a noticeable downfall of the game, of course, and he focused on his studies and stuff. But with the new patches, he picked it up again and quickly ascended to the high ranks of the European stage. TH did not drop the game. He was there in the darkest days of Warcraft 2013, 14, 15, and he was so successful throughout that time. His career earnings, $340,000, the fourth most successful player in Warcraft 3 history, toe-to-toe with Infi for the 3rd place. So there is a clear favorite. That's obvious. But WCG was always about X Factors, was always about surprises, was always about European players making deep runs. And this could be the start right here.
Think back to Creolifus. Think back to Grubby. This was one of the tournaments, one of the few where the Europeans could get very far. Let's see how far SyDe can make it. This is really his true first big test. Yes, he's played qualifiers before. Yes, he's gotten through them. But this is the main event. This is offline. This is on stage against the best players in the world. And we hope that he's going to be up to par. We said earlier, SyDe is quite often making use of the Dreadlord first, which is otherwise very, very rare. But this game is not doing this. So far, it's looking very standard, what we call the meta in Warcraft 3, what is normal, what is considered to be the best build, with a Tet Fiend opening, meaning ghouls to begin with, the melee units followed by the ranged units later on, and the first hero, the Death Knight, is going to be looking for harassment, trying to slow down the human side and get a fast tech rolling to get stronger units fairly quickly as we move towards the later stages of this game.
This is the map Northern Isles, and if you're not that familiar with Warcraft 3 or watched it in the old days, you might think, what the hell is this map? I haven't seen it ever. So Remo, what are the characteristics of Northern Isles?
Northern Isles, absolutely. 2 new maps in the map pool, was introduced around 1.5 years ago. It is a fairly large map compared to some other maps that we have, not the largest map. Expansions are easy to take, rather easy, that's important for the human side. And in the middle, this is kind of the specialty about it, it's a lot about mid-map control, because there's a marketplace, which can be important, and the Goblin Merchant, which is extremely important, especially for invulnerability potions, which are going to be very important to be able to keep your heroes alive, especially for the human side. Humans in this matchup have been expanding, have been going to 2 bases for years and years and years. Before the latest patches, this was 100% the meta. You always had to early expand. That has kind of shifted. Humans are able to play 1 base nowadays on tier 2, on tier 3, but TH is playing it pretty old school here, is going for the expansion. But it's kind of late. He went for the level 2 creep first and then only for the expo. The DK harass is coming in. He went for a bit of creeping himself first and now looking to get level 2 with more peasant kills. Gets 1 kill here and now it's only 1 more kill away from that level 2.
Yeah, TH not playing super aggressively, not going for the expansion right away, but grabbing a consumable before that will keep him safe in the big fights. There was a potion of greater healing. For SyDe, I think we can say that he can be happy that it's not a big potion of mana, because otherwise water elementals could overwhelm him, especially in the hands of TH, who is so known for his dives into the undead base. There's... oh! Risky situation for SyDe right there, almost a surround. Fiend is coming in for a little bit more harassment. New skeletons being summoned. How long can he delay this expansion? I think it's safe to say that SyDe is not able to break it from this point on, but it's about how much repair can you force, how many peasant kills can you get, and how much resources can you drain out of TH's game. And there's another peasant kill, and yet another one, Frostborn Hungers.
That must have been at least 3 kills so far. That is definitely decent harass. Every peasant kill matters. You have to remake all of them. You're going to be lower in the resource income for a while. And this opening build, this entire strategy for TH revolves around resources, revolves around economy. You are going for the early expansion here. You're early on going to 2 bases. That means you're going to have stronger units with higher tech coming out much later. So you're going to be weaker in the mid game, but then the longer the game goes on, the longer you keep those gold coins rolling in, you're gonna have the economical edge at the end. At least that's the idea, and that's how TH wants to win this game.
He's not even level 3, and that's due to the harass of SyDe so far. He's gonna get it now for the level 2 water elementals, but you can see that the expansion is not really up, and SyDe already reached tier 2 with the second hero. That is the Lich, that is the standard. Slaughterhouse is coming next. One Fiend is about to drop a little low. Gotta be careful with those surrounds. He wants to keep the tower down, and he's successful with that. But 3 Fiends in the orange HP range, so he has to run away right now, maybe focus on his own progress of the heroes. The hero levels 3 are so important in this game because your primary spell gets a big upgrade, and the Death Coil, of course, the primary spell for the Death Knight, will heal more, will inflict more damage. And this is where the tide turns in human versus undead. This is where the human has established the expansion, needs to buy some time for the tech, and that's where he is, or could be, aggressive for the first time in the game.
And there's some discussion among undead players in the scene. Some do tend to go for creeping, do want to get those level 3s, level 2s up on the DK and the Lich. Other players the most successful in the world, Happy, for example, plays it very, very aggressively. Basically no creeping at all, just pressure, 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 kill off footies, get the experience that way, force tower cancels, force peasant kills, and always keep the human on his heels. Which is also really hard to make work with perfect macro, by the way. If you have to micro the footies at all times, if you have to repair and save peasants at all times, and also get your tech rolling and get the necessary buildings in time, and so on. At the moment though, SyDe, yes he's being pressured, yes he's low HP, but with the aura he should be fast enough to not lose any units right here. And here comes the statue, that now gives him consistent regen from the back. This now is going to be where TH probably can't take an engagement too well anymore.
But he has a Book of the Dead, and this is exactly what I meant. Diving into undead bases, Infi and TH's specialty. Water Elemental summon, there's no mana for another one, but he can summon 6 Skeletal Warriors. And this shop is not supposed to go down. It would block the tag tree for Obsidian statues, and that would mean no mana, no HP regeneration. TH trying to go for it. Nova comes in for the slow. Here's the Book of the Dead. Increased damage coming in. Acolyte's about to drop. The DK also pretty low. He was in shot range. Not sure if he got something there, but almost no repair. No dispel coming in, and the shot falls.
And he didn't start the next statue before that hurts. That means he's going to be stuck on 2 for a long time, but at least he has those 2. No narrow tower in the base. That's a defensive tower you can go for on the Ziggurat, which slows units. Was really greedy. That's only 100 gold. Honestly, that's not a big investment, and that would have helped tremendously. Losing Acolytes in tech is extremely painful because you're going to be much lower in the gold income then.
SyDe seems to be a little overwhelmed, losing workers at the gold mine, trying to inflict damage and trying to push TH back, but his Archmage is so safe. DK only retreating now, mind you, there's no shop anymore, no chance to go for potions. And still a bunch of footmen. They will most likely die. A nice block from the Spider here, or from the Fiend. So this is going to be additional experience, but lots of mana used. Finally level 3 DK. But damage is done.
Only a single Acolyte died actually, so that was okay, but it was so much lost mining time. They were running around the place forever, and this is gonna cut into the economic department heavily for SyDe, who is of course already behind economically, being on only 1 mining base versus 2 mining bases.
Tier 2 tech is ready for TH, is going for the second hero, and that will be the dominator of current meta game. This will be the Mountain King, and Tier 3 has started as well. The Blacksmith is ready, that enables TH to build some riflemen, ranged units that can attack air, because at the moment nothing really in his army can attack air except the Archmage and Water Elementals if they are summoned. And we see the workshop for either mortar teams or gyrocopters, or, which is also another TH special, 1 tank to distract a little.
Yeah. I also love TH's positioning on the map here. He's threatening the attack into the undead base, which actually at this point can't really do much. The coil does hurt though, but it is forcing SyDe to remain back, and TH is honestly playing this mid-game pretty greedy. He went for the early game units, footmen, but went for no transition units at all. No priests, no breakers, no tier 2 gyros or whatever. He's rushing that tier 3 and is hoping that his towers and hopefully his heroes will keep his bases safe.
SyDe is doing a good job with the blocks, follows up with a Nova and a coil, forces the Archmage to use his potion. And that is also TH playing it a little more careful than usual. Maybe the Mountain King was coming in for the save, but better safe than sorry, I guess, before the next Coil Nova combo comes out and kills your first hero. You never want that. And now the Chinese again on the way north into SyDe's main base, and yeah, he can't do any damage to this anymore. He can't slow TH down.
It seems like SyDe is just getting distracted everywhere. These fiends are supposed to apply the pressure. They're not supposed to be home defending. The human is supposed to be the one who is under constant threat, who always has to panic. If I lose my towers, the fiends get to the peasants and then it's game over. But SyDe is just being fooled around the map, it seems. He's just running behind this MK-AM combo, and TH is super happy. He's like, great, my bases keep on mining. I don't even have to use repair. I'm getting all these resources in, and soon my tech tier 3 is gonna hit. I'm gonna get knights, I'm gonna get maybe tanks, whatever he wants, and he's gonna be able to amass a big army here very soon.
But it feels like TH was struggling a little. He had a little misbalance in his resource. 1,300 gold were floating around. Now he spent most of it, but you see the lumber is still low. He can't go for everything at once that he wants. Of course, all the tier 3 upgrades are quite expensive. He's gonna get the new orb that reduces healing. He's gonna get the staff, he's gonna get Thundering Blades upgrades most likely to inflict more damage to those fiends, but this might be some time for SyDe to catch up. And here's the Dreadlock third. His hero levels are okay, he's slightly ahead in experience, got the level 2 for the Lich unlocked, and here's the counter expansion. TH sees it immediately, but on the other side, he got these gyrocopters to counter destroyers. There's not a single destroyer, so all the gyros basically useless now, except for scouting.
They are not that much supply though, not that expensive either, yes. And you do want to have them in case destroyers will be coming. Yeah, we've been seeing more and more counter expansion from the undeads recently. Lucifer, very recently, last weekend, comes to mind in W3IL. But
that's a big spot right there. Sorry to cut you off, but that could be a grade of mana. We don't see it here. Stolen from side of the map. TH000 gold.
Interesting moment in this game, by the way. TH obviously saw the expansion coming up, but decided it's not worth it to cancel. This would be too expensive. And normally it's a massive deal if you can delay undead expansions, but he deems it not to be a wise choice because, of course, he would be losing stuff in the attempt, would be losing gyros, maybe would definitely be losing the Paladin, perhaps even the MK. So TH says, fine, you can have your second base, we're going to be 2 base versus 2, but I'm going to use this time now that you're playing defensively, trying to defend your base, your second base, to creep up myself. Because this was the big issue for TH here. His second and third hero were looking really grim in the level department, but now he's using all that time that SyDe is playing defensively to get those levels up. And once MK is level 3 and Paladin is level 3, this is going to be much more even with the experience.
Level 2 Paladin even is so important because he's the healer of this army. The Mountain King is pretty safe, but you still can nuke him with a lot of effort. The Paladin is there with Holy Light to save the Mountain King. But the Paladin itself can't heal himself, and he can be nuked for sure. On level 2 he gets the Divine Shield that grants him invulnerability, and then he can save himself. But if the Paladin falls, that's oftentimes the start of a snowball effect, and then multiple heroes died, especially the Archmage, very squishy himself. There is a nuke on the human side now as well, with Stormbolt and Holy Light. Both can be used to attack the undead units and kill them off quickly. But SyDe already preparing for that, going Banshees. They have the anti-magic shield to prevent that nuke.
Yeah, and speaking of nuke and of invulnerabilities, this is where the shop in the middle becomes so important. The merchant has a potion of invulnerability for 150 gold, absolutely worth the investment. But it's only ready every, 1.5 minutes or something, and that's only one shop. There's at any given point only one invul on the map, and having map positioning, having control of the middle, and getting those invuls is so important. We have one already, as we can see here, on the Dreadlord. SyDe got that earlier. And the scout as well from the DK illusion, absolutely crucial to find. It's okay to have TH on 2 bases, but having TH on 3 bases is a nightmare.
Indeed. Now SyDe has to defend. Here's a lot of siege damage from the siege tank, but TH is moving away a little. Snipes a priest to prevent dispel and more healing. He found a great item, by the way, the Ancient Jambo of Endurance. He has a high movement speed already thanks to the Unholy Aura of the Death Knight, but this item boosts the movement speed even further, and also the attack speed. He needs that movement speed desperately because TH is attacking on multiple angles now.
And again, the army positioning and the movement around the map from TH is just so perfect. When his expansion is coming up, he is making use of this. He's not even really taking a fight. Taking a fight is too risky. The undead heroes are so strong. Kolanova can kill everything. Not worth it, but you can threaten an attack, you can threaten the run by, and use that time to get up those towers, to get up the third base, and with the third base, you can basically build the perfect army.
Yeah, maybe SyDe should go for a wagon and camp it, but it's also very easy to snipe, especially with flak cannons on, not flak cannons, the ground bombs on the gyrocopters. And here it is already.
There's one wagon to deal with this here, so tank won't do too much, but it's not a tank in the old style that humans played with tanks, trying to just kill the undead base. No, it's a tank for distraction. One tank is hard to deal with, lots of stuff has to be sent back, and again, it's leveling for TH. It's creeping for TH. He needs to get these hero levels up. That's the only thing he's lacking. He's gonna have massive economy, he's gonna have a massive army. Only thing to go with that he needs is the levels on the heroes.
Kolanova again, sniping his Sork, as there's no dispel. There might have been a valuable spell with slow Carrion Swarm rocking through, but the Knights are very tanky and very strong. Here come the gyros, one abomination, Holy Light onto that Knight, nice little clap, one Knight is about to fall. Yep, good focusing by SyDe at this point. Fight is a little all over the place. And you got a Knight with possession.
Exactly. With possession, he stole one of those Knights. Looks like SyDe doesn't actually have Frost Armor, something that you usually desperately need when you fight Fiends against Knights. You need that attack speed slow, that movement speed slow that Frost Armor gives you against melee units. Castles in the back are dying quickly with the Colnova. The Holy Light not quite good enough, but the Banshees are so good right here for a bit of anti-magic, for a bit of possession, but also for Curse. Curse is so strong, and I think this is the first mistake of TH in this game. He doesn't have Breakers, which you really want in the late game against Undead.
Level up for the Dreadlord as well. TH is still chasing, but he might lose a bunch of Knights, and they are pretty expensive, actually dropping down to like 65 supply. That's not too much anymore. SyDe stands his ground and takes a very good first fight in the middle. Of course, he's got to be careful. There are
that Lich.
Oh boy, I didn't see that before, but yeah, that man is a monster. TH dropped 20 supply.
A player's forces are under attack.
It seems like TH just wasn't ready. Took an engagement there, perhaps a little ill-advised, but it was also, I guess, time for his expansion, for his towers here. He tried to block off this way as well. That didn't quite work out in time. I think TH underestimated SyDe here a little.
Absolutely.
He wasn't ready yet. In the super late game against 2-base Undead, what you really want is Mortars and Breakers, both against Banshees. And question is, do you need 2 units against... There we go. Mortars and Breakers coming. So TH knows what he needs, but he took the first fight without those tools. And that was costly.
And now, that is time for the second expansion of SyDe. Undead expansions become more and more popular in today's metagame, but 2 at the same time is still very rare. TH, what can he do now with his distraction attacks? He scans for his opponent, trying to see where he is, going for the base. Still good damage, especially with the siege damage of mortar teams. He can wreck bases in no time. SyDe has to react.
He's gonna get the wagon here for free. I don't believe he has Disease Cloud yet, actually, or
nope,
did he get it earlier? Oh, he doesn't. That's a big missing upgrade, actually. That's massive. It's so strong against human. But what is this force that TH is going to with here? I think this is once again a distraction attack. He just doesn't want to be pressured at the second base, doesn't want to be pressured at the third base, looking for some stray units, but his army is too small. TH can't fight yet. And human armies become very strong when they are large in number, 70 supply, 80 supply, maybe even higher. But he lost so much earlier, he's still pretty far away from that.
Knight attack, possession again, can't do anything against it, and that's 4 supply gone once more, and 4 supply for the Undead. Another fight breaking through, Clap comes in, Mountain King in focus, he's a little bit out of position. The Paladin is there to heal, but for how much longer? Oh, another nuke with Carrion Swarm, DK is chasing, Holy Light comes in once more. Fiend is dying in the back line, now the army is everywhere, Clap slowing stuff down. The Nova Coil, a little bit of healing more for the Mountain King, super focus on the second hero. Knight again in its around, SyDe's army seems to be overwhelming here, but how much can TH do with his triple hero combo?
He's trading so well, he hasn't lost anything yet, TH. This level 2 Holy Light, so important, but now the Paladin in deep trouble. Invul is there, Divine Shield will save him, but it's another Fiend kill. Dude, TH is taking a magnificent trade over here, but now the mana is gone and it's time to leave. Or is it? He's trying to stay in it for a little bit longer. DK also pretty hurt over there, but Paladin especially has to be very careful.
One more coil soon, Carrion Swarm, kills, maybe kill a Nova. No, he got another Knight there, kills the mortar team in the end.
That was the only unit that died.
So sick, TH, man, on top of his game all of a sudden. A little bit, I don't want to say sloppy, but overwhelmed in fight number 1. But what he was able to do with the few forces he had at that fight with the constant healing.
That was amazing.
Sick. Maybe a wrong decision to go for the Mountain King right away. I think SyDe was smelling blood in the water, and if he kills the Mountain King, then it's a huge deal.
Yeah, that was,
but it was too ambitious.
The aggressive coils, a little questionable there. If the Paladin is only level 2, you can do that because the Holy Light doesn't heal much. But with a level 3 on that Paladin, the heal is going to be there, is going to be sufficient. And of course, if you use the coils offensively, it's on cooldown and you can't save your units. So with that trade, that went really well. TH definitely back in the game, I would say. He's also pretty rich.
The auras, by the way, on TH's side, I think he used the marketplace. We have Vamp Aura for the Knights. They get a little bit of HP back when they attack. And we have the Flute, which increased range damage, which is mortar teams. And that's one of the biggest DPS dealers in the entire human army. We go for the second base of SyDe once again. Go for the Archmage. Oh my god! Kills him off right away!
That's the TP gone! He can't leave! Sleep on the Paladin, now he can't heal either! He can't wake him up just yet. If this MK dies as well, everything could be dying! And not just dying, but being stolen, possession coming in. This knight's gone, one other one has to be staffed out, but TH has to save his heroes!
Oh my god, another knight is gone! The breakers are melting against the normal damage coming in! The thundering blades, all of a sudden, they were designed to kill fiends, but now the human army is just
my god.
vanishing against this. What a great move by SyDe to use this possession constantly. It's 70 supply. Archmage had to be bought back from the tavern. That's super expensive on level 4.
Coil, Nova, Carrion, Swarm, that's a lot of nuke, and TH just not paying attention for a second. Suddenly he's trailing in this game again. He could actually buy a period of vitality, something that we never see in Warcraft, but he actually really should do it. He needs more HP on this AM.
73 supply for TH. The knight is dealing with the siege tank, but there is one armor upgrade. It's gonna be a little more difficult, so the entire army has to move over. An abomination is coming. I'm still missing the disease cloud to inflict more damage over time and make healing a little stronger. Drain more mana from the priest. And TH is fighting another fight here. Sleep on the paladin. Wants to go for the heroes again. Nope, switches it up to the mortar teams. Level up for the Dreadlord. His signature hero is getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, level 4 now on him, and that's a really good spell for him as well. Sleep and Carrion Swarm both very good, but the Hoylights are on point. It's hard to kill these units now, and we do have inner fire buffs coming in, and there's no destroyers to dispel against this. This human army is extremely beefy all of a sudden, and SyDe is having issues finding these kills. There's 2 destroyers in the air, actually. But the Dreadlord! He can go for those hero kills as well, and the 3rd hero is gone. Level 4 hero now missing. And with that, a bit of damage also not in this army. The Paladin still so much mana on him for continuous healing, but also level 5 for the DK.
And that makes the nuke even stronger. Clap comes in to slow the army down. What can SyDe do? He seems to be a little struggling. Anti-magic potion and coil on point. Can he go for another possession? Not really. Knights are falling, but that's TH's units basically. Priest down, knight safe to the back. Is SyDe coming back a little?
Well, he's holding on here. Mana, by the way, is a massive deal. The AM once again in focus. Quick Holy Light. He doesn't want to lose him.
Lich in trouble. Here comes the Stormbolt. No, coil was used defensively. Trying to save the no. Swapping the town portal last second to save the damage dealer of the army, but that's floodgates open for the second base.
Yeah, the issue here, the big issue was the DK doesn't have mana. He has to bring a mana potion or maybe even 2 to have more healing once again and come back from the main to defend his second base. A-bomb and Knight actually defending the 3rd base. This is a crazy game!
It's absolutely phenomenal how SyDe is standing his ground against one of the best Warcraft players of all time, a dominator of 2019. So now, what can he do? Can he go for the Archmage once again? Lich is healed back up, but mana is really low on the undead side, and you never want that. Lich in focus, that could be the end right here. Does he have a call? No! Holy Light is there, and no healing anymore. Is this where SyDe falls apart?
DK didn't bring a mana potion. That was the big mistake there. Or did he perhaps use it earlier and was still on cooldown? I don't know, but now everything's falling apart. With only 1 hero left, this isn't really doable. TH has the heals and SyDe doesn't. And he also doesn't have the heroes. Seems like TH now is certainly taking the lead, but it's an undead on 3 bases. You can never count out an undead on 3 bases. Dreadlord's gonna be back soon. Lich can be bought back from the tavern.
And SyDe is going heavy on destroyers now. There's not much anti-air. There's basically no anti-air in the human army at the moment. The gyros have been taken out. The only one that can attack air at the moment is the Archmage. And these destroyers are saving SyDe for now. You need gyros in numbers, and they're still fiends. You can, as you see, web them down, kill them easy. The base for SyDe is gone, I think. Oh no, it's still there. The main bases have expired, and TH's expansion is gone as well. The Chinese human is down to 1 base.
Oh my god. I didn't consider this. Stormbolt once again onto the knight here that was possessed earlier, and that one is taken out. MK is low mana, but he's always got mana on the Paladin. Always ready there with those heals. But I think this base now will be taken out, or is there any saving that one for SyDe? He was at the shop. That must have been an invul for him.
70 supply for SyDe. How much for the human? We'll love to see that. Grad's been taken out constantly. So many militia. The proletarians, they're fighting here. Oh, the Dreadlord again in focus. He's not a real good tank. Anti-magic shell coming in, maybe a little too late. Knight is flanking from the south, trying to sandwich, trying to block DK. If he falls, the entire undead army falls. Oh, the double block! What a move by TH, but not enough damage yet. Can he turn the tide once more?
He's got another Stormbolt. Is he looking for the big kill onto the DK or the straggling Fiends? Level, what is this, 5? No, 4 in the MK, right? Should be level 4 with those Acolyte kills. And that third base is definitely a goner.
And that should be the 4th gold mine for TH in this game. And he's looking for the Death Punch. He's looking for the second base where SyDe is still mining, but for how much longer? Inner fire everywhere, damage increases. He needs a miracle at this point.
Necro taken out. Gold income still there, of course. SyDe, he certainly has to hold this base.
Yeah.
Maybe he can afford to give up the other one, but he gives it up as well. Can he still win this game from this point? It's going to be so hard now.
It's going to be super hard. You can sell a lot of stuff to go for an all-in undead attack, but where do you go? TH will expand in the upper left. TH has another expansion in the bottom right. He's between a rock and a hard place, literally.
But it's super late game. It's undead versus human. It's kind of all about hero kills. This is a TP in. He's TPing in, trying to take out some of these gyros. He's getting 4 webbed right away. They're gonna die quickly. Oh, we have plenty of gyros actually still left. And the to the Paladin, but no follow-up damage. Can't go for the hero kill. And now the human army truly comes in. 1 more kill onto the Fiend. That's a level up for the Paladin as well. Level 4 for him. With Sleep on the MK trying to reduce the damage, but quickly walking up as well. And SyDe forces are anymore. Big Nova towards the middle of the human army right there, but nothing seems to be dying really outside of those flying machines. 1 more Sleep trying to save something. The Dreadlord in the middle of everything has to be careful now. Invul pop preemptively, and the DK once again out of mana. No more healing. Now he's getting focused as well. He's going to be dying. The anti-magic won't protect him. GG, well played. And SyDe proves he is on eye level, and he is absolutely a contender here for this game, for this series.
What a re-debut of Warcraft 3 in 2019 to the World Cyber Games. What a nail-biter on Northern Isles. The big champ, the big favorite against the underdog, but this is what WCG stands for. The stories of underdogs, and SyDe barely making it here. So close in the middle of the map to defeating TH. This was not to be expected at all. This showed signs of weaknesses in TH's play in the mid-game, but this also shows that he can turn games around. It doesn't really matter how desperate the situation is for him. He finds solutions always.
Yeah, and there the super late game was once again on point by TH when he has the big army, the in quotes perfect army with the strong heroes. He made one big mistake that game when he engaged too early and SyDe suddenly grabbed the lead. But the third base, I think, is what got TH through that game. The third game never was cancelled, never was harassed. It was safe with all these towers. But it wasn't just pure luck that his third base was so unhinderedly working. He was working for it. He was in the middle. He was always threatening the counterattack. There were tanks at the expansion, 1 tank at a time. The army was in the main, maybe at the third base. He made sure he had the economy undisrupted to support all of this army, all of these upgrades, which at the end got that win for him.
This also slowed down the leveling of SyDe tremendously. Once these distraction attacks came in, that hindered him, that basically blocked the creeping for SyDe entirely until that one moment where SyDe won the fight in the middle, and then he could start to power creep a little more and get those hero levels up. But Undead, in the late, mid, or early late game, they rely on their spells, and he was struggling with the level 2 DK for quite some time, or to get the level 3 DK for quite some time. Same with the Lich level 2, so the nukes were there, but they were not as powerful as SyDe wanted it to be, and it definitely showed in the second fight at the shop. We was trying to get the Mountain King, but had not enough damage. That was the key point, I guess, in SyDe's game, not getting that hero kill.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. That was one of the few mistakes by SyDe this game. When he over-focused on this MK, and with the 15 supply lead, he was trading badly and then gave away his advantage in that game, basically. This was one of the many fights that we had. This is where he wins, right? This is where he gets the advantage in the game.
Yes, absolutely.
And TH wasn't ready. He didn't have the breakers. He didn't have the mortars. So these bandits are just, they're so strong. Curse is insanely strong. This is why you go for breakers. So you can throw back the curse, which is the debuff, onto the opposing side. And of course, this hero kill almost felt like it could be the game. If after that, perhaps he can find a kill on one of the other heroes, this would have been extremely tough for TH. Also, Disease Cloud missing that's a massive mistake.
And in chat here, we can see TH writing very nice game to SyDe. So the respect is absolutely there. Also, we saw the fans here shocked by this nuke. And maybe this is something that TH is not used to. This is a little bit more European style with the Dreadlord third. That is definitely SyDe style. You calculate Coil Nova. That you can wake TH up at 4 AM and he knows when to press that invul or that Holy Light if he's facing Coil Nova. But Coil Nova Carrion Swarm?
Yeah, it's just a little bit more. It's that, what is it, 20% more damage that can totally catch you off guard. And then the first hero's gone, the TP is gone, you're stuck on the other side of the map. That's a heart attack moment right there, but TH, as he kind of always does, still finds a way back. Still finds a way to get ahead again in the game and to get that victory. But that was a big sign of respect there for SyDe. Great first game. Couple of mistakes. Unnecessary mistakes as well. If he had Disease Cloud on the A-bombs, that would have dealt like an additional 3,000 damage that game.
Yeah. SyDe and WCG, what is this that brings out the very, very best in him? One of the underdogs in the European qualifier starts off insane with the win against Sonic, who is for a long time considered one of the best European Night Elves, and then snowballed from here. This should give him a lot of momentum, even though he lost that map. It's his map choice now. We're going on to Concealed Hills, match number 2, SyDe from France versus TH from China.
Alright, this is certainly a smaller map compared to the one we just had on Northern. This, by the way, is also one that was newly introduced into the map pool around a year ago or so. Has a specialty as the only map in our pool with healing fountains. They're on the corners of the map, the right-hand side and the left-hand side of the map. The red dots that you see on those sides, that is where the healing fountains are, where every biological unit can heal for free over time when it is standing next to it. Can be helpful, but of course also means your units can't be doing anything because they're standing still in that position when on this level, on the highest level, so much about the game is about map positioning, map presence, and utilizing your position. Be it for creeping to get experience and items, or be it for threatening an attack like we saw so many other times in the previous game, for keeping an expansion safe or something like that. And would you look at that?
Okay, MK first on CH. Just to put it in perspective how good TH is against Undead, I think it's fair to say that he's the best Human vs. Undead player in the world.
Yes.
He is at a 66% win rate in top-level competition against Undead, and he only lost 2 seriouses in the past 3 months. That was against Happy at WGL and against 120. No shame in losing that, but he won so much more. But yeah, Mountain King. This changes a lot.
Now in the past, it has always had to be MK first means fast expansion. But lots has changed with 1.29 coming in, 1.30, and now 1.31, our most recent patch. Humans have seemingly become more versatile with their opening build. Speaking of opening builds, what TH was playing at WGL all the time was one base tier 3 rush.
Yes.
But that didn't work, and he seems to have completely flipped his style around in this matchup. So, big question to start with for us and also for SyDe is, okay, MK first, that's unusual, kind of European style a little. Is it going to be expansion? Yes or no? If it is, this can be so heavily punished. This expansion is very hard to take.
So, how would you punish that? Of course, with the DK harass, is there a chance for a Destroyer Rush super old school, or don't you just do that anymore and do a Fiend contain?
Has become very unpopular. Destroyers have been nerfed heavily and are very hit or miss. If you go for the Destroyer bust with, say, 4 or 5 Destroyers, you're investing into double Slaughterhouse, so your other units just aren't going to be there. And if you don't crack the base, the game is immediately over. You have lost. Whereas with Fiends, you can always transition. You can creep up the map, you can counter-expand, you can play it, you can play a kind of let's go and see where this game is taking me kind of style. Whereas Destroyers are much more a hit or miss unit. So, anyways, MK is keeping on creeping his items so far. Not that great with the ring and the cloak. Not bad, I guess. Keeps him safe. But what the MK really wants is mana. He's a strength hero, means he doesn't have much mana. But the spells that he does have as long as he is with the mana points, are extremely powerful.
And SyDe's gotta be careful. Stormbolt stuns you for a long time, and the human usually have a lot of units in the early game, a lot of footmen, and they can call militia. So the chances for a surround are really, really high in that early game. SyDe's positioning needs to be on the very top. He can't slip once, otherwise his hero's falling. And it might be the start right there. If TH can block with the footman, at the moment he's out of range, as it seems. But there's enough mana. This DK will certainly be...
the footy block!
Unbelievable. And there he gets a counter surround by SyDe, but there's a second row surround, basically.
Can he get out?
No.
Is he gonna let him die or not is the question.
Yeah.
It's only level 1 hero.
Trying to snipe.
He's gonna let him die.
Yeah. Okay, so more experience for the Mountain King. That's the bad part, but it doesn't cost much gold to get the DK back. It doesn't take much time to get the DK back. And if your first hero for the Undead is low, then it's absolutely a problem, because at the for the Undead you don't have a lot of healing.
And I'm surprised TH is creeping this camp. This is a hard camp to creep at
Lost
all
the footman.
stages, and he only has footies.
First one is dead already.
Of course, there's a healing fountain here. Oh, I think he's making a very bad call right here, dude.
He's switching the aggro. So how many units can survive if
Okay,
SyDe...
he's gonna get this. That's not level 3 though, he needs another one.
Yeah.
These
Lots of
creeps
damage.
buff each other up. They have Bloodlust for more damage and Inner Fire for more damage and more tankiness, but he's gonna get this one okay.
And he doesn't even get a big item from it, because that's coming from the Drake.
He lost like 3 footies right here.
Yeah, and the other 3 are super
Yeah.
low.
Players' forces
That
are under
really
attack.
doesn't look like the right call.
Little too ballsy from the 3X.
But he is gonna be level 3. That's
Yes.
a massive deal for the MK.
And
The
DK has 0 experience.
nothing.
Ooh, that's rough.
Exactly. And that can be obvious. That is always a problem when you're so far behind experience. But if the human is playing a one-base style like he is, which again is very rare with an MK, you really want to be as strong as you can be. So at all times you can harass and you can slow down the progress. Because one of the biggest difficulties for humans has always been getting to tier 3 on one base and not get punished too hard before getting there.
Mountain King has Boots of Speed now. That makes him a lot more mobile and chasing units or heroes a lot easier. We saw the first kill already. Will there be more? Level 2 for the Death Knight. There he gets a little more movement speed himself, but he can't run away from this Mountain King anymore. It's no expansion this time by TH. He's teching for quite some time already.
Oh, the Fiend in a bit of trouble.
Oh, Coil was nicely timed though. No reinforcements for TH, but the Stormbolt is pretty powerful. Another Coil coming in maybe. No, Creep's got it, right?
Yeah, Creep's got it. That was not really necessary. When SyDe crept the Merchant there, he took too much damage on the Fiends because the first one, or actually 2, were so hurt. That's why the kill was there. If those Fiends are all full HP, if he had crept that properly, he doesn't lose that Fiend. Yes, it's only one Fiend, but it is one of the most expensive early game unit in the game. That's why it is also viable in the late game. At all stages, Fiends are pretty good. Tier 3 is coming, Lich is on the way. TH, what's he playing? Is he gonna play that tier 2 expansion now, or is he actually just playing MK tier 3 rush on one base?
Well, he had a Sanctum, so he's not super rushing tier 3.
Oh, he snipes the Ogre Lord!
Wow, that's the biggest drop on the entire map. The best item on the entire map.
With very well thought out creeping. This is extremely specific. You have to drag out the Ogre Lord, then you have to surround him against the trees. You have to block him in there. It's hard to execute, but it's very rewarding if you get it, especially with an item like this, as he has now the DK aura, basically, gaining the Unholy Aura with that Lionhorn, that Legion Doomhorn. Excuse me.
That was absolutely worth it. And now it's time for an expansion. He stays on tier 2 for that Expo, delaying the tier 3. That could be a power spike for SyDe coming in, as his tier 3 should be done by now. And then he has the Orb of Corruption, can power creep, and then maybe go for a well-timed attack. But that does need time. He could go for counter expansion as well, as he needs more time for the hero levels. We have pointed out before in map number 1 how important that is for the Undead. Now the Archmage has Brilliance Aura and Water Elementals. Quite surprising to see an Archmage second, still with Water Elementals. Seems like TH is not expecting Destroyers.
Might be Destroyers as well, but the thing is, Destroyers aren't very good fighters. You can always... And he has Rifles already, right? So he has something against Destroyers. The thing is, with MK, you always want mana support. Always. And for that, you have either AM or Blood Mage. Has to be one of the two. And his choice here is the AM. More stable in the mid game, better to creep with, good support for the rifles, and can now creep his way towards level 3. MK, you really want him on level 4, then you have level 2 Clap, level 2 Stormbolt, super strong spells, and extremely powerful as long as there is mana on the Mountain King. I think SyDe saw the expansion, right? I saw something moving up there earlier to scout, so he should be aware, but not trying for the counter expansion just yet. I think that's exactly what the MK is looking to snipe here, is a Acolyte moving over for that second base.
Could also dive the base if he has Tele Staff, but he doesn't this time. The block of SyDe not on point yet. Mountain King gets away with his high mobility that he has.
Yeah,
that gives a lot of time for the Archmage to level up and for the expansion to finish. No counter expansion by SyDe, as it seems, so there has to be a push soon.
Could still be, like, look at the supply for TH. It's actually pretty low, 43, so he's not a big threat at all just yet.
Oh, Dreadlord could force the town portal, but he's just focusing on the rock golems.
Yeah, should go for the sleeps round, that's true. But yeah, if SyDe goes for a counter expo, and if he manages to go mass A-bombs, that should, in theory, be the counter to this mass rifle style. If TH goes to tier 3 with inner fire and such, perhaps A-bombs aren't the answer anymore.
SyDe expanding, but TH is scouting again. So good. Just sending a footman over, build a farm, hard to kill, and gives you a lot of vision throughout the rest of the game. Second big item on the map goes to TH again. It's only the Boots of Kel'Thuzad. They should be sold to give you a little more gold for maybe Invu Potions or Heal Scrolls. But he takes that away from SyDe.
TH extremely low lumber, by the way, not even 50. So going tier 3 is close to impossible. Unless he's going to go upkeep now, make mass rifles, and add more peasants in as well. But that's normally not something players want to do. When you're going into upkeep, when you have that big army, you don't want to produce more economy, more workers. Normally you want to go for just more and more fighting units instead.
SyDe is going for Abominations pretty early in that game. They are, of course, a nice counter to breakers and rifles, and soak up a lot of damage, and deal a lot of damage, especially with Disease Cloud.
Yes, SyDe. There we saw the first breaker. That means he must expect Banshees once again, because breakers are awful against A-bombs.
Yeah. So again, TH misreading SyDe a little, and that is the X factor that we talked about in the introduction, that TH doesn't really know SyDe's playstyle.
Army for SyDe at the moment, though, is very small. Only 2 Fiends, 1 A-bomb. He really, really needs that Disease Cloud upgrade here, especially against tier 2 human. Is amazing.
60 supply already for TH. Breaking upkeep, he can afford that, of course. SyDe making sure that his expansion comes up, not breaking yet. But TH is getting ready for a push, is he? 800 gold could go to the shop, and then...
Yeah, wants to get those heal scrolls. Wants to get an invul, perhaps, as well. We saw a Shredder, by the way, earlier. That's so important. And a third A-bomb coming after. There's the Shredder, and that means soon, in around 3 minutes or so, TH is going to have all the lumber in the world. In fact, tier 3 is already coming in. Once again, he's not going to risk this game on a tier 2 push. He's going to play it out longer. And if he gets, I don't know, favorable engagement, a good position in the game, I could certainly see a third base again. But here in this game would be much harder to pull off, of course, being in the middle, on the hill, on Concealed Hill.
We go tier 3. I was about to say, like, if TH stays on tier 2 for a lot longer, the Undead first fight will be super powerful against him. But no. We do have a result from one of the other games, by the way. Law Liot defeated Moon 2-1.
Does it again? Just like he did in the Korean or the APAC finals.
Yep.
And with that, that's an important win. That's a win against a very strong player. That's a good step for him towards those top 4. Pretty passive game here, as we are more and more going into the macro areas of this.
Sleep. Does SyDe want to engage? He's so close to his Blight.
You don't really want to surround that guy. He's got clapped 100%.
This time, by the way, Frost Armor is ready, but no Knights yet. They will be coming most likely.
Frost Armor are by far the best against melee units. Against range units, they're honestly not very good at. It's not very good at all. But yeah, we don't have a single melee unit aside from the Mountain King.
Oh, there's a rifle stuck in the base. TH not playing as perfect as we used to see. And this showdown here shows how no one really wants to overstep. No one wants to do the first mistake. And seeing TH so passive is really rare.
It's hard to tell if it should come to an all-out fight. Who's favored, given if we assume that both are microing perfectly or close to perfectly? I don't really know. It's not mass A-bombs. Mass A-bombs, just pure A-bombs and 2 destroyers would destroy this army. But it's not. We have a couple of Fiends in here, which honestly aren't that good. Certainly not against Breakers. But I think, yeah, SyDe, he's going to test the waters now. He's going to go in. Oh, but the Dreadlord!
Can he swap something? Sleep here? No! He can't! The third hero is dead and no disable against the Mountain King anymore. He can clap and bolt all he wants now. But TH again disengaging.
It's only level 1 hero. At the end of the day, it's not much experience. It's not much gold to revive him. And he's also going to be back very soon.
And more time for more A-bombs. SyDe is getting up to 70 supply already. 0-1 upgrades. Rare to see melee defense upgrades for Undead.
Doesn't make sense though. You just want to have him survive as long as possible. So the disease cloud keeps on ticking and the heroes keep on laying in the damage. Is the Lich level 3 by the way? I'm not quite certain.
Good question. Dreadlord coming back. More Fiend. Nope. Yeah. Attack upgrade for the Fiend.
Okay, so he wants to continue to go for Fiends. A-bombs are extremely strong against the tier 2 human, but once tier 3 comes in with Knights, with Triple Hero, and with Griffins,
whoa,
they become a lot weaker. However, there is the counter to them on the field already. Fiends, with piercing damage, of course, and most importantly, Web. Griffins are very strong units, but they're very expensive, and you definitely want to save them if you can. Staff, great at saving units, but doesn't work on Web targets.
And I like that he still has some Fiends. They support the nuke or the focus fire of the Undead. With Abominations, you can't really right-click because they are melee units. They have to walk a bit. It's not that fast. Fiends, ranged units, you can shoot from basically wherever you want. Third big one goes to TH, and that is a big item. The Rune Bracers preventing spell damage, and Coil Nova is one of the biggest nukes in the game. SyDe was poking. Oh, the Destroyer takes a lot of damage. Needs a coil soon. Web coming in against the gyros only. The Griffins are not ready. That tech was basically for nothing. Oh, actually, the Griffin falls immediately. Level 2 for the Dreadlord, disabling the Mountain King, but catches the Stormbolt. So much mana burn from all these breakers. Lich a little far forward. Needs to disable this Mountain King, otherwise the second hero will most likely fall, as does the Abomination. Boy, TH is dashing out so much damage here.
MK looking for the big clap as well, moving forward. Stormbolt on the third hero. Dreadlord in trouble. In Bull, he's gonna have the time. Coil will follow up as well, but not that much healing thanks to the Orb of Fire. The front line for both players disappearing quickly. One more A-bomb to fall, but the back line is looking still pretty strong with all those rifles. DK dropping low as well, has to use that TP. In Bull transferred first. Wants to stay in this a little bit longer, but the third hero, Dreadlord, almost dead. The coil not quite good enough, or is it? Barely saving him. TP transferred. DK now in trouble himself, but will be getting away. The Fiend will be lost, and TH holds at the expansion.
63 supply for SyDe. Saves his heroes. That could have been the end right there if the focus is a little better. 3 Abominations again. TH now with the advantage of having control over the heal fountain. But we're still on 2-base, 2-base. No third one for TH, going more Griffins here. The first one was sniped immediately.
Yeah, that one didn't do much, but at least forced some focus fire. The hero levels here are really good for TH. He's got 4 AM and 4 Mountain King. So, plenty of mana for that strong dwarf in the front line. Of course, everything's so fast. This Legion Doomhorn is actually so good for him. It's actually outstanding. Also, the healing is really good against the Disease Cloud. Third attack upgrade.
Yeah. And shot control by SyDe though. He's getting the Invul Potion there. 80 supply, almost, yeah, basically maxed out. We rarely see armies above 80 supply. It gets just too expensive in Warcraft 3 with the taxes you have to pay at above 50 supply and beyond 80 supply.
This is gonna be a nice little guerrilla swing by possibly for SyDe.
He wanted to expand on the back of this attack, but SyDe sees it, going for the Temple of the Damned for the anti-magic shell once again, but he can't punch. He wasn't in range.
Is Temple even that good? Like, there's breakers here already, and also against rifles, Banshees die really quickly.
I think you just don't want to be nuked and save the Fiends against Griffins a little more. Another Abomination dead.
It's also the thing, the A-bombs here, they don't really do much anymore.
No, against the Griffins, no chance.
I don't really know what the proper undead army here is against this human force. It seems to be really well balanced by TH. I really like the composition here he has gone for.
And Okay, he wants to attack now with a lot of towers. There's a fight in the north. How much damage can SyDe do? He's TPing out. He got rid of all the towers and all the workers. Plus, he knows that TH is establishing a third base here. 1,700 gold. It's not that much time remaining for the main gold mines. Can SyDe even go for anti-magic shell? It takes quite some time to get the Banshees and the Depth upgrade out, and there's the next fight. He has to do something against the second expansion, going for the Archmage, but there are rune braces.
He's not gonna get that kill. The Dreadlord now in trouble. Coil on cooldown for a little bit longer. Dreadlord has to be careful. Here comes the Coil, healing up the third hero. But the army is just much bigger for the human, as it seems. But the Griffins are falling. They have been webbed, and with that, they're easy to take out as well. 1 is dead, 2 is dead, 3 are about to die, but the Fiends also dropping pretty quickly. Pretty low here. Sleep after sleep coming in.
Dreadlord again. This time there's no Coil. I think he had the mana potion still, but didn't use it here. This... what's up? Okay.
We have a pause.
We have a pause. What the hell? Maybe a disconnect?
Alright, there was a technical issue with one of the computers.
In that fight.
Unfortunate timing.
Okay, but we're back apparently. He's killed the Dreadlord nonetheless.
That's a shame. Oh man, you can see it on SyDe's face.
Yeah.
He's not happy about what's happening here. It's looking rough in the game already, and then being forced to stop your momentum in the game also. It never feels good.
Yeah, he knows he's a little behind. Now it's where the thinking starts. What can I do? What's the next move I have to do? Is it lost already? Of course, he's still fighting like a lion to get back into this game. He needs quite some kills here. These riflemen in the back, they're so protected.
Yeah.
They do so much damage.
3-0 rifles with inner fire.
Yes, he can't reach.
The Griffins may be falling here quickly, but the rifles seem to be untouchable in the back. And apparently, we're about to be ready here to continue this game. Another great game. The second one also delivering, and SyDe is proving that he's here for a reason.
The game continues. Almost the Paladin kill here, but maybe a little like fair play by SyDe to not go for the kill immediately. Coil comes in, saves another Abomination. 64 supply and disengaging. This, of course, gives TH more time for the second gold mine.
Oh, I hadn't even seen that before. The Paladin didn't go for the Divine Shield. He went for the Aura. Shows you how confident he's feeling. Not fearing the hero nuke here too much. And that's the thing. SyDe had insane hero levels in the first game. They're not bad here, but they're not insane. It's no level 5 DK. It's no level 4 Dreadlord.
I think this just confirmed it that SyDe basically let the Paladin survive because of that little technical issue that we had. He could have gone for the kill maybe, but fair sportsmanship from the Frenchman. And yeah, TH says it as well.
Yeah, SyDe is absolutely one of the nicest guys we have in the scene. Showing it here, proving it in-game as well.
Players' forces are under attack.
If the Paladin had died, that would have been a little problematic, but I think TH would still be with the lead. He has this super reinforced position here on the high ground. It was only level 2 hero. He would have been back quickly. And SyDe was actually pretty much out of mana over there. And it's so much about the mana. Also about the hero levels. Level 3 Paladin is not yet there, so only level 1 Holy Light for the heal. That is a little scary. That always means heroes can be dying rather easily. And once again, SyDe is going in. The A-bomb in front, taking plenty of damage. The Coil, healing, reduced. And beautiful micro on the kiting back of that rifle. Next A-bomb in focus, and the Coil is not good enough.
Absolute double level up for the human here. This might be SyDe's end. His army is vanishing from this. Maybe he can get a nuke out. Is there still mana? No, there's no Nova. So without Nova, what is this really? Stormbolt on the left. Oh! Just melting. What an execution. TH in the end 2-0. But what a fight by SyDe. What a performance by the Frenchman. Oceanus in France, well represented, the power of the beard. Not enough for the 3x, but damn, he stood his ground.
Yeah.
But TH is just on a different level.
It may have been a 2-0, but especially the first game, man, so impressive. Not many undeads can like forced TH to be behind in the first place.
Happy and 1-0, maybe, and then that's it. There's no one in the world apart these two guys, and even 1-0 was struggling a lot this year with TH.
This is promising for SyDe here. If he keeps on playing like this, perhaps plays even a little bit better, gets used here more to this tournament setting, but honestly, I was expecting some nerfs. This has always been an issue for SyDe. He's always, you know, tends to be nervous before games. And I thought, oh man, this is a massive stage. This is going to show effect, but it didn't. He just played extremely well.
Yeah.
Couple of mistakes, yes, as we all do, all we mortals, unless our name is TH or Moon or Happy. But yeah, this was really good. And TH was struggling. That first game could have gone either way, honestly. Could have gone either way really easily. Second game, super unusual. MK first, one base tech into Tier 2 Expo. This is not something we see. And I think SyDe wasn't ready for this. He was like, the opening, of course, the early game didn't work out at all. Level 1 DK got surrounded and killed, as it happens against the MK so often. He didn't do any creeping because he wanted to go for the Expo punish, because this is the old MK style. Old MK is, MK first, you have to expand. There is no choice. You have to expand. But it's not the case anymore. Apparently, you can go Tier 2, and then you can expand. AM's coming in, and those rifles, with those upgrades, holy smokes, are they strong. And such a great synergy with the Orb of Fire as well. No Blizzard on the AM is very important. You go Water Elementals and Rifles and Orb of Fire, and then focus one target with everything you have, especially A-bombs in front, are so easy to focus. They always run in. Yes, they're spreading the disease, but you can see Stormbolts flying in, focus with everything, Coil comes, heals 40%, but 2 seconds later, it's dead anyways.
TH was already one of the strongest players this year. Now he has new weapons, as it seems, especially for this tournament. It was really important to not struggle here, because he still has to face Lawliot, Infi, and Moon, and these games are basically all 50-50. We have 4 big favorites here in this tournament. Those are the Koreans and the Chinese. If he loses a game to SyDe already, or even like a map, that could really hinder him from a top performance or a high seeding for the playoffs. Because maps are important, direct encounters are important. TH, struggling a little, but in the end, getting the result we expected and impressing. Moon, already struggling. 1 and 2, okay, but that's not a good start to this tournament. For TH, it was, okay, that was a difficult task for me, but I prevailed. And now, let's go on.
And at WCG, normally we always see some upsets. Normally we always see some surprises. And
Jaws defeating Sky.
Yeah, and with what SyDe just showed, maybe he is going to be the guy who knocks one of those top 4 out of the top 4.
Yes, we have Hawk there as well in Human Mirror that he has to play a couple of times. Everything can happen with good timings, good item drops. And he's one of the best Human Mirror players that this game has ever seen. Unfortunately, he is up against the best Human Mirror players that this game has ever seen later. Alright, we have more Warcraft action here at WCG. This was just the start. Stay tuned and check WCG.com for the schedule and the other streams.